Here we are in our Lockers Constellation triple tail tour flight from Salinas, California to Monterey, California. I remember flying on one of these when I was a small boy. It was quite an experience across the United States on American Airlines. So this is a bit of nostalgia for me too. Stewardesses were great, the food was great, the service was fantastic back in those days. No terrorism. Wow, what a dream, huh? Those were the days. And nice day in Salinas, California here, climbing out. Heading for Monterey here. Yeah, these Connies were pretty neat old airplanes. They one of Lockheed's finest. Lockheed didn't make too many commercial aircraft, but what they made were pretty darn good. Of course, their last flagship, I believe, was the Lockheed TriStar 1011, which was a fine airplane. Just staying low over Salinas here as we're going to make the turn from Monterey Bay here in just a couple of minutes. Yes, a bit of nostalgia here. Fine old bird. Wright Cyclone twin row radial turbocharged engines on this model. Well, we'll switch to the cockpit view for a little while here. And there's the Monterey Bay and our left side there coming up. Yeah, this is a really fun airplane to fly. Sure, a big difference between the jets and the over-reciprocating airliners. Things happen real fast on jets, let me tell you. These are actually pretty easy to fly because they're so slow, you know. About 300 and something knots, I believe, was their cruising speed. Pretty quick for its day. So we're going to approach Monterey the Monterey Airport on the west side, coming over the peninsula here. Microsoft Flight Simulator X is a great program. Boy, if you've ever fantasized about flying or your kids would like to fly, I'll tell you, there's many good flight programs out there right now, and Microsoft Flight Simulator X is a real good one. There's other great ones out there too, X-Plane 10, many others. Flight simulators are getting more popular every month, so I find it a great mental exercise. And we're going to make our turn here towards the Monterey Airport, over the southern tip of the Monterey Peninsula here. Yeah, she's quite a bird. If you've ever had a fantasy to be an airline pilot, I highly recommend you get into this with your kids. They'd really love it. Sure beats violence and war games, you know, on your video channel, and mental skills would be great for your children, your kids. They'd love it. And we're putting our flaps down here. Landing gear warning buzzer. Looks like I'm coming in a little too high here, but we'll do our best. Well, you know the old slogan, any landing you can walk away from is a good one. So, we will see. And turning over Salinas, Pacific Grove, coming over Pacific Grove, California here. Monterey's been my home for 35 years, so I like to fly around here a lot. Fly up to San Jose, San Francisco. It's really pretty at night too. Okay, making our final turn for Monterey here. Monterey Peninsula, absolutely beautiful place. Yeah, I'm a little high here. I didn't mean to come in this high. It should be a wild one. But practice makes perfect. Well, I have to take my hat off to airline pilots and pilots everywhere. They have their hands full, I want to tell you. It's not as easy to land as it looks. Of course, on the flight program here, if you make a bad mistake and crash, you walk away. If it's for real, you don't, usually. So, yeah, I'm a little high, but we should pull it out all right. Real important to get lined up straight with the runway, probably out further out than this. I'll see if we can pull it off here. Gear down, flap full flaps, and we're coming in. Monterey, California. Okay, we'll switch back to the outside view for the landing. Well, I'll have to rub my rabbit's foot. Here we go. Good old Monterey. Yeah, coming in a little higher. I think we'll be okay here. Touchdown. Well, could it be better, but not a terrible landing. And I guess we'll switch back to the cockpit for a little bit here. Get another view. Yeah, Monterey Airport, Monterey, California, very accurate actually. They've done their homework on these flight programs, satellite photography and GPS mapping. It's pretty darn accurate, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, we'll head up to the terminal on our nostalgia tour here and shut the motor engines down. Actually, a real Constellation did come into Monterey one time, and I went down and saw it. It was a fantastic plane and exhibit. They travel the country promoting the memory of the Lockheed Constellation. It was great to see it in person. And they'll probably come back someday, so keep your eyes open in the papers. And they fly around the country on tour. It was really a neat thing to see for real. Brought back a lot of memories. And we're going to taxi up to the terminal and shut her down. Okay, we'll go back to the outside view now. Taxiing here. Taxiing a little fast, just trying to save some time here. Yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator X Gold Edition. I couldn't recommend it more for people and want to get their kids into a real video game without violence or killing. I think this would be much more rewarding for them. And we're pulling up to park here, and I'm going to shut the engines down. Monterey, California. On our flight from Salinas to Monterey. Shutting the engines down from the inside, but we'll show it from the outside view as they shut down here. Well, thanks for hopping aboard on this nostalgic flight of the Lockheed Constellation Connie Triple Tail. Great airplane from Lockheed. Of course, the jet era ended all the reciprocating engine planes, but a lot of good memories. Letting the engines cool down a little bit here, and then we'll shut her down. So that's it. Well, thanks for hopping aboard, and we'll see you next time from Monterey, California. Thanks.